WD18 here for a predicted lineup video for Sunday's game at home against Crystal Palace. Obviously, 2 wins on the bounce for the Golden Boys, and so we're going to predict the lineup that hopefully can get another win on Sunday. I'm here with Nikil and Shane. Let's get right into the predictions. So, in goal, it's got to be Ben Foster, hasn't it?
Definitely, you can't argue with that. I mean, he's made a couple of slips, especially when... So, some of the instances, especially on Sunday, I thought he could have carried it in his hands quicker, but he kind of slipped it down, but still it's not as bad.
It's been a breath of fresh air actually in goal. Looked very solid against Burnley, had to weather a bit of a tricky spell I think during that game, but he came through that really well. His distribution's better than Gomez.
Left back, Holebas has looked good, made a really crucial clearance against Burnley.
Yeah, you can't complain. I mean, Holebas, I know it's very early and he's like Capu, don't get carried away, but he's looking good, like compared, a lot better looking good compared to normal. Like, he's beating the first man when he's crossing and stuff, so, and he's looking less temper, but then let's see against Zaha how he copes. But Jose Holebas for me, yeah.
Thing is though, you can't drop Holebas at the moment. Made a crucial block against Burnley, looked so good against Brighton. Those 2 assists, oh my god.
Especially the second one.
He's been working on it though, isn't he? He's been working on his set pieces, working on his ball deliveries. For me, he starts left back. He's been playing really well. I hope he does get the better of Zaha. My worry with Holebas is his rashness. I fear if the game's not going his way, if the result is against Watford, he will make some horrific challenges to try and win back the ball. He needs to time them really well, and ultimately...
Whether it's Townsend or Zaha, it's going to be a test
for him. It's a very, very big test for him.
Right back, obviously, Daryl Janmaat has started the last few games, but last season, Gracia switched to Adrian Mariappa to counter Wilfried Zaha. What do you think he's going to do this weekend?
You see, Janmaat, for me, he goes a little bit more forward, and with Zaha, you can't afford to take the risk, so you need a little bit more defensive cover. So maybe Mariappa, but Janmaat should track back. I wouldn't put Kiko there because he's quite more attacking than Janmaat. So Mariappa, because he's got the experience from the centre-back defence, so he can use it in tracking Zaha.
Centre-backs, Seven Nikil. Cathcart and Cabaselli, quick comment on that?
Has to be those 2. They're our first choice. They look like a unit together. Both kind of playing for each other. Cabaselli, I think Cathcart's very meaty. He kind of goes in there, gets the job done. Cabaselli mops up the loose balls in there. They're going to be up against it, I think. I would imagine it's going to be Benteke up top. I mean, he didn't have
Belgium with Cabaselli.
Belgium with Cabaselli, but he didn't have a great game against Liverpool. Missed a horrific chance. It skewed it wide, but you know if they get balls into him, he's going to be the kind of guy to take a touch, have a shot. His physicality, he will use his physicality. He'll be the bloke to use his elbows, I think, up against Cathcart, Cabaselli. They need to kind of combat against that, but I'm confident they can.
Left mid, last game it was Roberto Pereira. You expect that continue?
Yeah, by a mile. You can't really say much on that. Roberto Pereira for me.
Then centre mids, obviously, are you going to keep Doucouré and Capu?
Yeah, I mean, I would keep Doucouré. I mean, Capu definitely as well. Obviously, we got injuries with Chalobah and stuff. So if they weren't injured, then I would put Chalobah in. But no, Capu's look good, like I said to you. But don't get carried away. This is not the games now where he needs to turn up like he's done and perform. But yeah, Capu didn't really put a foot wrongs, so I couldn't really visibly see that. So yeah, Etienne Capu.
So right mid, you going to stick with Will Hughes or you going to push a right back forward?
Will Hughes, I think. Had a very difficult first half against Burnley. Wasn't really in the game.
Could have been sent off.
It could have been sent off. I don't think it was a sending off, in my opinion. But very, very bizarre though. The thing with him was that actually he wasn't playing well. I thought he should have been subbed at half time. Personally, I thought he was having such a poor game. Came out, the audacity to have a shot like that against Burnley. Unbelievable finish. For that reason, I would keep him in there. He's a young lad, as I've said before, but he's got a lot of potential. He could be key to us, to our victory, to our potential victory on Sunday.
And so up front, looks to be Troy and Andre. Yes. They both scored last week.
They did.
The British boys are coming.
Yeah, they are. I think they're gonna. I think, as I said many times on this channel before, it's all about how we start games here at the Vic. We start slow, we give the opposition a chance.
If the fans aren't loud enough?
The fans aren't loud enough. The fans need to, the 80 and 81, everyone in there, including myself, need to be on it. Sunday afternoon, I know it's an early Sunday game and some of those can be a bit flat, I tend to call the 1:30 game the hangover match because that's the one where everyone's only just waking up. Really.
Hopefully, because it's Palace, that should give them a bit more oomph. But yeah,
bit more oomph. Hopefully, Troy and Andre dominate the game as they did. I thought the link-up play at Burnley was good. Signs of a very strong relationship there, but I'm backing Troy to get at least a couple of goals.